Alright, so I have been working on a turn-based RPG. Let me delete the data folder. So, not the folder, but the file. That was the save file. So, right now I have just barely anything. I have some scriptable objects to just save some basic data, like the stats increase and icons, whatever, and element types, which only work for the weapons right now. But shopkeep right here, you can just click around on the shop, and you can buy an item when you. And notice how I can't purchase it again. I can go to a different one, and I can't click on the sold out one, even if I close out of the shop. I can't go back to the sold out one, and the shop resets too. But so I'm gonna hit the save button over here and go back, and click on the shop, and it's still sold out. So if I go to my inventory and weapons, it'll be displayed here, and this saves as well too. But I'm gonna go here and buy this helmet and this helmet. Let's just buy the entire shop. Go to inventory, headgear, equip this, and now I'm gonna go to the battle system. So this right here, it just randomly selects one of the 3 enemies that I created. 2 of them are, well, this one's normal, then you have a dark type and then a fire type. I'm gonna go to the weakest ones so that way I don't die in 1 or 2 hits. But so what's set up here, I'm gonna do an attack real quick, and you see damage happening, the health bar goes down. So there is a little bit of damage calculation going on behind the scenes, depending on the player's or enemy's damage, the character's damage, the amount of defense they have. So because he has 11 defense compared to his 6, he's not going to do that much damage. But I can also go ahead and hit a heal button, because the player doesn't have his own set of spells, but the enemy characters do. So it's not here, but in the enemy I have just some spells set up for him. For this one I only have just one, and it just decreases the player's defense. So here are the spells over here just for him, just a defense debuff for the player. And if he hopefully casts another spell, so right there, and it just decreased my defense by 2. So I can just go ahead and just fight him, and once the player defeats the enemy, he'll gain some experience. Not from this one, he won't level up, but if he defeats a second one of those, he will level up. And every time the player completes one of his turns, a special attack meter will build up, and it'll let the player deal a bunch of damage in 1 turn. So I'm going to go ahead and just beat him, and when he is defeated, the player's stats will go up and he'll gain a level, XP will reset. Up here it doesn't say exactly what it is for now, but I'll figure something out. But attack went up, defense went up, and if I save, that data should be saved as well into that save file. Let me go ahead and open it up too. No. Oh, yeah. Right here, this is the current data for the player. I don't have the kill count set up, but it saves basically just all the stats for the player, and then like the shop stuff, player inventory and whatnot. But I'm gonna go to the big guy, the strong enemy. But there's down here, you can't really tell what they are, but like you have damage, defense, luck, and agility. Whoever has the highest agility will always go first in their turn, but I gotta fix that right there. But it let me use the special before my turn was over, and but it did a bunch of damage, but because the enemy attacked me and my health went all the way down, it just results in a game over and just boots me back to the selection screen. So I'm going to do that one more time. But it also saves the gold cap up here too, so I did have 99,999 gold, and now it's a little bit less from buying this stuff in the shop. But depending on what he does, there's about a 50% chance, depending on what spell the characters will use, the enemies. And I died and just booted back here, but I can also change the weapons, and it will change the not even just weapons, the helmet too, and it will change the overall stats. But because I am leveled up and have more damage, I will kill that enemy in the first hit. But this one is fire, and if I go over to the weapon and change it, so this is the basic sword, so he's fire, and if I change the element over to water, it will deal double damage. So right there did 21. If I change this back over to normal, so I'm going to clear that out. So that was the enemy's damage, 8. This is the one I did when the element was water. It did 21, and if I take that off, it should deal a normal amount of damage. So there, it did 14. And then if I change it to the same element type that the enemy is at, it should deal even less. Or maybe not. I might not have his type set up. His element type is fire, so I might not have entered it right. And I didn't. That's right, I only did it for the spirit and dark type. So let me go ahead and go back over to the cultist man. So the cultist is a dark type. That's not where I have it at. Right here. He is dark type, and I'll go over to the weapons. So I'm using basic sword, and if I change this over to spirit, hopefully I don't die, but spirit will deal 18 damage to him, and if I change it to dark, it should deal less damage. Clear that out. It does 9 damage, so it basically did half the damage. And if I go back over to normal, so it did 18 for the bonus damage, 9 for the decreased damage, and then 12 for the regular amount of damage. That's pretty much all that I have set up for now. Is just basic shop, basic battle system, save and load. I'll link the load and save in the description, I suppose.